Let's just shut that up. Alright. Let's do this. Alright, we are live. Let's see. Not sure where we're starting here. Before departing from Mondstadt completely, Ganyu had one last order of business. There we go. Okay. So I need to shut this up. Need to push this to 6. So around right there. Pull this back. Now we can get started. Before departing from Mondstadt completely, Ganyu had one last order of business to meet, opening the door to Angel's share and walking to the front counter. Kuching had been confused on her now friend's decision to pull that back. Kuching had been confused on her now friend's decision to visit the tavern before leaving their humble abode just out Kuching had been confused on her now friend's decision to visit the cavern before returning to their humble abode just out in the northern alleyway, but she knew tavern, not cavern. Oh well. Kuching had been confused on her now friend's decision to visit the cavern before returning. Hang on, can I make something out of this? Kuching had been confused on her now friend's decision to visit the tavern before leaving their humble abode just out Before, where's before? Friend's decision to visit the tavern before I think I can work with this. Okay, I have no idea where the next before is. Before leaving their humble abode just out Kuching had been confused on her now friend's decision to visit the cavern before. Why is it always the good takes that always get fucked up? Because my brain can't cooperate. Tavern, we're returning. Tavern. B4. Okay, so B4. See if that might work. Tavern for returning. Tavern for returning. Cavern? Is that B4? Before returning to. Okay, let's see if that might work. Tavern before returning to their humble abode just down the northern alleyway. Okay. See if this might work. To visit the tavern before returning to their humble abode just down the northern alleyway. But she knew it was for a good reason. That's good. Much aware Ganyu wasn't a partaker in alcoholic beverages of any kind. People only came there for 2 reasons. To either get dead-ass drunk or meet up with comrades for a quick drink or two. Or meet up with to get dead-ass drunk. To either get dead-ass drunk or get dead-ass drunk or meet up with comrades for a quick drink or two. Could get dead-ass drunk or meet up with comrades for a quick drink or two. Kuching had only gotten drunk once in her life, and it was at a banquet dinner that involved the cheat. And it was at a banquet dinner that involved the Qixing and several other national officials that were interested in making business. And it was at a banquet dinner that involved the Qixing and several other national officials. Sorry. Let's see if this might work. See if that might work. A dinner that involved the Qixing and several other national officials that were interested in making business with Ningguang. She decided to have just one glass of champagne that had been provided. Oh. She decided to just have one. No. She decided to have just one glass of the champagne that had been provided, and after a single intake of the strong drink, she was already unable to walk a straight line. To say the least, she had received a nasty hangover and was To say the least, she had received a nasty hangover and was embarrassed beyond belief upon to say the least, she had received a nasty hangover and was embarrassed beyond belief upon being told about her hangover and was embarrassed beyond belief upon being told about her behavior in her upon being told hangover and was embarrassed beyond belief upon being told about her behavior in her upon
Okay, upon
being
it's almost gotta be instant.
beyond belief upon being told about her drunken behavior. Oh my god. And was embarrassed.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
The hangover and
Okay, so like right there.
hangover and was embarrassed beyond belief. Hangover and was embarrassed beyond belief upon hangover and was embarrassed beyond belief upon being told about her behavior in her drunken and was embarrassed beyond belief upon
You could tell I was getting frustrated. I was getting pissed.
and was embarrassed beyond belief upon being told about her behavior in her drunken state, and had swore to never go outside her comfort zone again. Kuching's safe level of alcohol tolerance was something along the lines of a smooth red or white line. No, blah, blah, blah. Kuching's safe level of alcohol tolerance was something along the lines of a smooth red or white wine, one glass usually being enough to Kuching's safe level of Kuching's safe level of alcohol tolerance was something along the lines of a smooth red or white wine.
Don't ask me what was going on.
Of alcohol tolerance was something along the lines of a smooth red or white wine, one glass usually being enough to satisfy her. She could never down what her once boss drank in her off time from her duties as the Tianquan, which was usually the very drink that had done her in. Rum was also a delicacy of Ningguang's, usually provided by Beidou on her visits to the Jade Chamber. That was one drink she couldn't stand the taste of, and was thankful that Angel Share was absent of its lingering odor, as Ganyu addressed the bartender with something she would have never expected to come out of her friend's mouth.
Hey, that one guy.
Can I get one flaming flower cocktail? Ganyu requested. Where are you? Ugh. Kuching gasped, addressing her partner's sudden craving for a most like Ganyu requested.
Get that out of there. Okay, that'll do. See if that might do the trick. Okay, let's save before I make a mistake. The project. Yep, that'll work. Okay. I do not know what was going on with myself on the day that I recorded this 2 days ago. My brain was just not wanting to cooperate. Okay, let's check the spacing here.
Ganya requested. Kuching gasped, addressing her partner's sudden craving for a most likely mixed drink. Ganyu, are you crazy? Ganyu, are you crazy? No. Ganyu, are you crazy? Ganyu, are you crazy?
Sure, that works.
Ganyu, are you crazy?
I don't like the spacing there. I kind of like it just being sudden, like, Ganyu, are you crazy?
Ganyu, are you crazy? Kuching addressed. Ganyu addressed.
Okay, let's get about that close.
Crazy? Kuching addressed. Ganyu addressed it. Ganyu answered by eyeing her colleague with a look of seriousness.
Okay. Really? Come on. Glad you're streaming again. Now I shall stay up all night until the stream is ended, so I better settle in. Man, you must be from some other country. If it's night during the day here, that's probably Europe, Asia, or Australia. If I had to take a wild guess. 7, 8. You're from the UK. You're from where my friend is from. 7. That would be 8:30. Well, it depends on what region of the UK you're from, because my friend is from London, and he is 7 hours ahead. I don't know what time it is for you, but when I think night, I think like late night, like 11 or 12-ish. You know, that's what I think you're talking about. Anyways.
Ganyu answered by eyeing her colleague with a look of seriousness.
Okay. Oh god, no, not that close. Yeah, I'm from America. West Coast. Bleh. West Coast. I can't talk. Hey, Tsukushima. What's up, bud?
Colleague with a look of seriousness. Just trust me. Just trust me. Ganyu assured, to which Kuching took... To which...
There's the dog again.
Just trust me. Ganyu assured, to which Kuching took... To which Kuching... Oh my god. To which Kuching...
I don't know why. What was going on with me that day?
To which Kuching very reluctantly allowed to... Oh my god. To which Kuching very reluctantly allowed her half-adeptus friend to proceed.
Because here I am, probably almost nearly an hour into recording this, because this was all recorded in one day. So I was already 40 minutes in, hadn't caught myself yet. Talk about fucking annoying.
Just trust me. Ganyu assured, to which Kuching very reluctantly allowed her half-adeptus friend to proceed.
Okay, what is that?
So you're the one Master D. Luke was talking about.
Oh.
So you're the one Master D. Luke was talking about. The bartender obliged. I'm afraid he's not here at the moment. He's currently residing at his winery out towards the boundaries of Liyue. Do you know how I can get there? Do you know how I can get there? Ganyu.
Yeah, that second one sounds seductive. Like, I'll give you the forbidden word for it.
Do you know how I can get there? Ganyu asked.
Oy vey.
Oops. Cooching interrupted almost instantly.
Oh, I see. So let's pull this back more.
Cooching interrupted almost instantly, having caught on to what Ganyu was up to. No need for that, Ganyu. I've been to Dawn Winery before on small business matters, so I can lead us there.
Okay, there we go.
I've been to Dawn Winery before on small business matters, so I can lead us there. All right then.
Tell my voice was getting a little tired.
So I can lead us there. All right then.
No, like the second one better.
All right then. Ganyu accepted with a smile, turning to the bartender. Sorry for the trouble. The bartender shook his head. No trouble. No trouble at all. You two stay safe on the open road, all right? You two stay...
I do not know what's going on with me.
The trouble. The bartender shook his head.
Pull this back.
No trouble at all. You two stay safe on the open road, all right? You two stay safe on the open road, all right?
There we go.
We will.
There we go.
We will. Ganyu finished, moving back to the exit along with Kuching.
Yeah, you can hear my dad in the background.
Upon leaving the establishment, Ganyu led
Okay, back.
moving back to the exit along with Kuching. Upon leaving the establishment, Ganyu led Kuching back to their mini home to collect their spare. Ganyu
Right there.
to collect their spare.
Oh, I see. Delete.
The establishment. Ganyu led Kuching back to their mini home to collect their spare clothes and weapons.
Okay, where is 2?
Home to collect their home
Okay, so I gotta assume in here.
to collect
Right there. Give that a little bit more space.
to their mini home to collect their spare clothes and weapons. Opening the door, Ganyu moved to collect her bow and stuff. Ganyu moved to collect her bow and stuff her extra attire into the bag that Jean had provided them. Opening the door, Ganyu moved to collect her bow and stuff her extra attire into the bag that Jean had provided them for the road ahead. However, she was stopped by Kuching, standing with her arms folded. Mind telling me what's going on here? Mind telling me what's going on here? Kuching said assertively. Ganyu knew she had the green light to speak of her. Ganyu knew she had the green light to speak of her secret involvement with Luke from the letter, so she just gave Kuching the honest truth.
Okay, pull that back.
Alright. Well, to put it straight, I basically have been working in secrecy with Master Dilu.
Okay, that's fine.
Ganyu confessed. He despises the Knights of Favonius for... personal reasons to do with his past. So, I've had to keep everything he has provided me from Jean and her knights.
That's right.
What? So, I've had to keep everything he has provided me from Jean and her knights.
Yeah, that's
He's
correct.
held his part of the deal.
Okay. I remember I did fuck up here, so just gonna cut past that.
He's held his part of the deal and has given me information on who we might be dealing with. along with along with just how dangerous they may be.
Okay, what's this?
He's held his part of the...
Why am I going back? Was I not confident?
Kuching's expression changed to an understanding one. Having been in the business of secret operations of the... Having been in the...
Okay, it's the whole thing.
Having been in the business of secret operations as the Yuhong. I see. In that case, I'd like to know exactly everything that has been discussed between you and him. Kuching directed. No. I'd like to know exactly everything that has been discussed between you and him.
Okay, that's more like it. I heard myself get a little, what's the word? Skippy at the end of the line.
I'd like to know exactly everything that has been discussed between you and him.
Yeah, you and him. What the fuck?
In that...
Okay, so that's what that is. But for a minute I forgot a mistake. Okay.
In that case, I'd like to know exactly everything that has been discussed between you and him. Kuching directed. Ganyu nodded.
Okay, definitely not keeping that in there. Alright, there it's
nodded. When we get to Dawn Winery, everything will become clear. I promise. Ganyu proposed, to which Kuching accepted as a fair response. Very well. Very well. Then let's get ready for the road. Very well. Then let's get ready for the road. Kuching finished, moving to collect her sword and any other possessions.
okay.
Oops. Once the two had gathered and double-checked the room for any...
Okay, I think...
Once the two had gathered and double-checked the room for anything they may have missed, they exited the abode and started for the front gate of Mondstadt. Passing the bridge, the two...
Ooh, what was that?
Passing the bridge, the two took the right path to... Passing the bridge, the two...
Sorry. Let me check something real quick, guys. I'll be right back. You guys might hear some yelling. It's nothing to do with, you know, the house or like my parents or anything like that. It's just bullshit. Basically, we've got the snowplowers up here. Where I live, it's basically injustice and shit. The people who snowplow the road, they push it up into our yard on purpose. So, yeah, not a good time. Anyways, let's continue.
Passing the bridge, the two took the right path to... The two took the right path that led directly to Springvale. The two took the right path that led directly to Springvale. Kuching led the way, being more familiar with the roads of Mondstadt's region and treacherous terrain. They passed through fields and a wide gorge that had been a hotspot.
Stop.
They passed through fields and a wide gorge that had been a hotspot for both hilly trolls and treasure hoarders, having encountered some of said enemies along their travel. They quickly sorted out the attack.
Okay, push that back.
They quickly sorted out the attacks with a few of Ganyu's arrows and a couple of electro-infused slashes of Kuching's sword. No. And a couple of
Oh. And where's the
They
end?
quickly sorted out the attacks with a few of Ganyu's arrows and a couple of electro-infused slashes of Kuching's sword. With a few of Ganyu's arrows and a couple of electro-infused slashes of Kuching's sword, managing to escape without one scratch and zero.
Hang on.
Few of Ganyu's arrows and a couple of electro-infused slashes of Kuching's sword.
Nope, liked it the other way. Oops, control Y. There we go.
Few of Ganyu's arrows and a couple of electro-infused slashes of Kuching's sword, managing to escape without one scratch and zero signs of any struggle. Ganyu and Kuching were all too familiar with the hilly trolls and treasure hoarders by now, so it was no surprise.
Okay, push that back.
Signs of any struggle. Ganyu and Kuching were all too familiar with the hilly trolls and treasure hoarders by now, so it was no surprise that they could subdue them with little effort or trouble without breaking a sweat. After finishing off their enemies, they continued deeper into the dark canyon, eventually having met the sign that clarified their arrival at Springville. However, they didn't stop and had continued further along the path where they eventually came to another sign and mansion. The fields were consistent. The fields were of several rows. The fields were The fields consisted of several rows of grapevines, and if that weren't enough of an indication that they had arrived at Dawn Winery, the sign labeled with said title should have confirmed it well enough. Walking to the entrance of the tall and fancy building, Kuching pushed one of the two doors open, allowing Ganyu clearance by holding it in place.
Okay, I heard a little click I don't like. Yeah, let's get that out of there.
After you. After you. After you. After you. After you. After you. Kuching said kindly.
Kindly, so like this.
After you. Kuching said kindly.
Okay, now I need to bring this a little closer.
Ganyu accepted the offer and walked through the doorway into the luxurious abode that carried a faint scent of pinewood. Into the luxurious abode that carried the faint scent of pinewood. Having never been to Dawn Winery, Ganyu was amazed and slightly confused at the infrastructure of the building. It seemed less like a winery and more like a home to someone of great wealth. Given the
Glad I retook that. That was horrible.
like a winery and more like a home to someone of great wealth, given the interior design being composed of things that were not of the cheaper price range. The floor was floor was made of marble tiles. There were several decorative pieces that could easily fetch a heavy price at an auction, and the entirety of the mansion didn't give any vibes that it belonged to someone of the lower bar of society. Less to say, it was quite a fascinating sight to Ganyu, usually more acquainted with nature and a work office. Upon eyeing the dining...
Okay, I remember there was a pause or something here.
Upon eyeing the dining... They found the red-headed person of interest.
Oh, look like the same exact sentence.
Upon eyeing the dining table just off to the right wall of the open room, they found the red-headed person of interest, currently engaged in reading over some letters. Kuching and Ganyu didn't interrupt, and just waited patiently for him to finish his current work, eventually receiving the reward of getting his attention after a short minute. Ah, it's you two.
Ow.
Ah, it's you two. Ah, it's you two. Diluc greeted, setting his paperwork off to the side.
Ooh, that's a nasty plosive.
Setting his paperwork.
Yeah, right there. Q. Alright, let's see, that might work.
Setting his paperwork off to the side. Please, have a seat. Please, have a seat. Oh, don't let us stop you from Please, have a seat. Please, have a seat. Oh, please, have a seat.
I think I'm gonna put the other have a seat right here. See if that might work.
Please, have a seat. Oh, don't let us stop you from finishing any of your work, sir. Oh, don't let... Oh, don't let us stop you from finishing any of your work, Sir Diluc. Ganyu assured. No, it's fine. Diluc replied. This is nothing necessarily important, so I can sort it out later.
Didn't I retake this? I swear I did. What is this?
I should probably just redo the thing. Whatchamacallit. Oh wait, that's what I want. I think we're gonna do Diluc's line. No, it's fine. No.
Let's see if that might work. I knew I retook that.
Ganyu was...
Sorry. Okay, pull this all back. Speaking of pizza, alright, I'm back pizza. Okay, speaking of pizza, I'm gonna be making something. Of course, I'm doing all this work. All the work. I'm not great at cooking. It's too difficult. It's just a matter of prep and assembly. Also, Sparrow, do you have a Discord server? Yeah, but it's a very quiet one, I'll be honest.
No, it's fine. Diluc replied. This is nothing necessarily important, so I can sort it out later.
Much better. Sorry, guys. It's bullshit. It's real bullshit.
Ganyu nodded in agreement, then moved to the elongated table with Kuching, taking a seat across from her consultant. Upon tucking themselves up to the table, Diluc moved to greet his newest partner. You must be the Yu-Hung that Miss Ganyu had mentioned prior. No. Partner. You must be the Yu-Hung that Miss Ganyu had mentioned prior. No need for No need for formalities, sir. No need for formalities, sir. Kuching added. Just call me Kuching. As you wish. Diluc obliged. That name strangely rings bells, but I'm not sure if we've actually met before. Oh, I've probably had to... I've had to resolve some... I've had to resolve some inconsistencies, you dumb fuck. I've had to resolve some... I've had to resolve some inconsistencies with paperwork related to... I've had to resolve some inconsistencies with paperwork related to Don Winery in the past. So you've probably heard my name through... with paperwork...
Right there. EQ. Boink.
I've had to resolve some inconsistencies with paperwork related to Don Winery in the past. So you've probably heard my name through paperwork or your fellow employees.
Okay. Paperwork. Yep, that's a nasty one. Troller.
Kuching inquired. That would make sense. But regardless. It's a pleasure to meet you in person at last.
That's more Diluc.
Diluc stated. The pleasure is all mine. Kuching confirmed. Where is my...
Sorry, guys. Sorry.
Diluc nodded in agreement, moving on to the matter at hand. Alright. Now, on to the reason you're here. To make things simple, I met and struck a deal with your fellow co-worker here regarding the...
Yeah, right there. I'd be happy to join. I've tried searching online for a link and I can't find anything. It should be under my About tab, if I remember correct. Let me double check that. That would be... not my studio, that'd be here. My channel. Seriously? About tab. My Discord account. That's my Discord account. Different. Okay, so how I have to do this is I have to first you have to message me on Discord or friend me, whatever. You have to friend me first or like message me and then I'll add you.
I met and struck a deal with your fellow co-worker here
That's
regarding
how it
the
works.
unexpected demise of your home. In doing so, I sent out requests to people who could in any way provide information about the Fatui's activities. And to put it straight, it's not looking good. Having gained Kuching's attention, Diluc proceeded with explaining what he'd provided Ganyu in her letter. The news had given Kuching a feeling of fear, seeing in reality these Fatui agents could be
Oh yeah, that's right. I skip over it because we don't want a lot of repetition.
Explaining what he'd provided Ganyu in her letter. The news had given Kuching a feeling of fear.
Nope, too fast.
Her letter. The news had given Kuching a feeling of fear, seeing in reality these Fatui agents could be literally anyone. After being provided everything he'd told Ganyu prior, she moved. Could be literally anyone. After being provided everything he...
Nope. Okay, let's go ahead and... Okay.
Anyone. After being provided everything he'd told Ganyu prior, she moved to giving D-Luke insight on what had been discussed.
Oh, I remember this goddamn line. This was a pain in the ass.
She moved to giving D-Luke insight on what had been discussed with the gene. She moved to giving D-Luke insight.
Right here?
She moved to giving D-Luke insight on what had been discussed with Jean and the Knights. Shit. Who is this? Alright.
That's fine with me. Should I post my name or will you send yours? YouTube hates me. And you're not sending it through YouTube. You're sending me a message through Discord. It's on my About tab, dude. My actual Discord contact is on my About tab down.
Alright. Seeing you've been open with me, I'll respect your wishes of keeping this confidential to only us three. To put the meeting into a short but clear enough summary, Ganyu came up with a plan.
Okay, Control R.
To put the meeting into a
Did I not even do anything? Control R.
To put the meeting.
Okay, you piece of shit. Repeat. Shit.
To only us three. To put the meeting into a short but clear enough summary, Ganyu came up with a plan to potentially get information on who made the call to exterminate Liyue Harbor. The first order of business is to figure out if the The first order of business is to figure out if the Cryo Archon is the mastermind of this madness, or if somebody else is pulling the strings.
That's another nasty one. Okay, apparently I had the mic way too low. Or up above, for that matter. Because I was like right, I'd say about here. I think that what happened was the breaths would get to the diaphragm of the microphone.
Or if somebody else is pulling the strings. Otherwise, we could potentially...
Come on. Audacity! Thank you.
Otherwise, we could potentially start a pointless... Otherwise, we could risk starting a pointless war which...
Let's try that again.
Otherwise, we could risk starting a pointless war with Shneznaya. D-Luke nodded in complete agreement.
Pull that out.
You are very wise in tackling the situation this way, seeing there is the chance that the Tsaritsa isn't calling the shots. D-Luke confirmed. A war is the last thing Teyvat needs right now, so finding the source is a great alternative to... So finding the source is a great alternative to avoid potentially walking into a trap. Kuching nodded. Precisely, which is why we plan to lead someone who may be involved.
Yeah, every P has got a plosive on it.
Which is why we plan to lead someone who may be involved into our own trap. Kuching explained. A certain Fatui official's name happened to come up just hours before the attack was initiated on Liyue Harbor, So we suspect he may have the information that we're looking for. So you plan to lead him into a trap to interrogate him for So you plan to lead him into a trap to interrogate him for answers, correct?
Oh. Holy shit. I don't see a friend. Oh, there you are. Why didn't it tell me? Weird.
Okay. Alright, how do I do this again? I have to invite. Okay. Okay, I think that's how you do it. Maybe. If it'll let me. Where did you go? Alright. So you plan to lead him into a trap to interrogate him for answers, correct? D. Luke assumed. Yes. Jean already alerted us that someone involved with said official could be... Yes. Yes. Jean already alerted us that... Okay. I need to do one more thing as well. This is my own little security... thing that I added. Where did you go? Goji, there you are. Okay, where... No, I don't care about Nitro, piece of shit. That would be manage. Edit. That one. Okay. You should be able to access the server now. I made it so that only people with a certain role in the server can access it fully. But I trust you. I mean, you're supporting my content, so why wouldn't I trust you? So. Yes. Jean already alerted us that someone involved with said official could have been watching us within months. Oh my god.
Blah, blah, blah.
Jean already alerted us that someone involved with said official could have been watching us within Mondstadt. Do not know why this fucking thing was just my worst nightmare. Dude, the last thing I would do is backstep. That's the reason why we had to go to that basic idea of security. Because of the fact that, you know, we had problems like that in the past. People would, you know, raid and, you know, spam and just put, you know, a lot of stress on my mods and me. And yeah, it wasn't just a fun time. And all because I didn't want darker humor in the server, so please do read the rules. And by darker humor, I mean like sensitive material. Like anything that involves like racist joking or what's the word? Like, you know, disease, like cancer and stuff like that. Stuff like that is not allowed. Because it was causing a lot of people to get offended. Yeah. Not worth it. Jean already alerted us that someone involved with said official could have been watching us within Mondstadt. So we've made a plan to leave the city to make it seem like we've had no further involvement with the Knights of Favonius and had just come to Mondstadt for assistance with our injuries and such. I did this again, didn't I? Right? Yes. Yes, I did. I remember now. Don't know why I did, but... Yes. Jean already alerted us that someone involved with said official could have been watching us within Mondstadt. So we made a plan to leave the city to make it seem like we had no further involvement with the Knights of Favonius and had just come to Mondstadt for assistance with our injuries. There we go. The Knights of Favonius and had just come to Mondstadt for assistance with our injuries and such. After a week of us being absent from the city, Jean will make a request to invite our fucking hell. After a week of us being absent from the city, Jean will make a request to invite our target.
Oh boy. I see a cuss, and I don't know where it ends. I think it ends right here.
After a week of us being absent from the city, Jean will make a request to invite our target to the Knights of Favonia's headquarters, and will make sure he doesn't leave the city until after Ganyu and I have
I was getting mad because that was just getting ridiculous. All part of the job, ladies and gentlemen. All part of the job.
Jean will make a request to invite our target to the Knights of Favonia's headquarters, and will make sure he doesn't leave the city until after Ganyu and I have and will make sure he doesn't leave the city until after Ganyu and I squeeze every.
And then I had to take a moment to just take a deep breath. Otherwise, I was going to lose my shit.
And will make sure he doesn't leave the city until after Ganyu and I have. And will make sure he doesn't.
I was getting mad.
And will make sure he doesn't leave the city until after Ganyu and I have squeezed every. Lose my fucking mind here in about 5 fucking minutes.
That's not real anger. Like, okay, yeah, that's real anger. But it's not to the point of where I'm about to, like, throw a chair or something like that. It's just irritation. Like, you just get so sick and tired of reading the same line over and over and over and over again. It gets annoying fast.
And we'll make sure.
Okay. Like, this is not that hard of a line, so why am I struggling so bad?
And will make sure he doesn't leave the city until after Ganyu and I have squeezed every piece of valuable information out of him possible.
Fucking hell.
Diluc put a hand to his chin and thought, finding the whole plan very risky. Diluc put a hand to his chin and thought, finding the whole plan very risky and the odds of success low. Finding the whole plan very risky and the odds of success low.
Okay.
Where are you? Your plan is good. I swear to fucking ass. Your plan is good, but if this Fatui official of the higher rank, is of the, oh, okay, I see. My fault. Your plan is good, but if this is a Fatui official of the higher ranks, then it's very much flawed. Diluc answered bluntly. The official is one of Shneznaya's higher branches named
I think this is actually coaching.
The official is one of Shneznaya's higher branches named Reshov Starchovsky. Oh wait, that's Kuching.
Reminds me of a Turnabout Storm blooper. I can actually just play that. I haven't seen that blooper reel in a while. Sure, why not? Take a little mini break. Enjoy some time with my viewers. Because I do enjoy, I do want to live stream other things than this. But honestly, to stream anything nowadays, it takes a solid like system. What was it called? Oh, Turnabout Storm. Turnabout. What was it called? I can't remember. Turnabout Storm MLP. bloopers. It was one of my favorite. Oop, there it is. Hopefully this doesn't give me copyrighted. I don't think so. Just say hello to everybody. It's fine.
Let's see. I have to get boys. Testing. 1, 2, 3. Okay. All right.
What are you talking about?
That's me at the beginning. Testing. 1, 2, 3.
No. It's so desperate.
You call that decisive? How could you place blame? Go right ahead and place blame on her. I kind of screwed up the line.
Yeah.
Watch the magic happen. 21 words. Yeah, a party. You should come celebrate too, because I love having parties with all my friends.
What are you talking about? I'm not an Earth pony, I'm a Pegasus. Boo.
What the hell?
Your Honor, she could not have seen that golf club at the... Oh my god, shut up.
Shut up.
Fuck.
Oh.
Hello, you've reached the voicemail box of Pinkie Pie. Please leave a message after the beep. That was a party nose blower. Nose blower? That was a party noise blower. That was a party noise blower. That sound at the end.
That's what that was supposed to be. In case you weren't quite clear. That's
Oh my
what
god, that voice.
sound at the end was. So long as we are all
Perfectly clear.
perfectly clear.
Yes, I've seen this before. A lot of times.
And put the stupid four-eyed bimbo in her place. Can you say hat trick? I like that line.
That move I made with the feather yesterday kept you in the safe zone. But they released Fluttershy, which means the feather...
Hello! It's your old pal Ridley!
You don't know who the Wonderbolts are? You sniffing under a rock? I am so ashamed.
Wow, that is high.
Did any pony ever tell you that you have nice, beautiful hands?
2012.
over.
2011, 2012.
Oh my gosh, did
My
any
Little
pony ever
Pony.
tell you that you have nice, beautiful hands? I want to touch them, but I can't because I don't have any hands.
Yes, it's a complex
This is the one I'm talking about.
phenomenon characterized by the shedding of tears from the lacrimal apparatus, without any irritation of the ocular structures.
Jesus.
Oh wait, that's Twilight.
What now?
Whoops.
Fucking dog, shut up.
Last night while you were in bed, I snuck into your room.
Dun.
Of course! The winner gets private lessons.
Wink.
Well, if I'd had the whole day off of school like some pony, maybe I would have found evidence 10 times better than said some pony.
Z-snaps, girl. Sorry. Angry Scootaloo makes me laugh. Now, where was I? Oh, yes.
And what's sad is there's a lot of great voice actors in this, but they kinda disappeared. Like, this was a really good project. I remember this was like one of the first pony things I ever watched. Like, I watched the entire thing, and even I did not even see that end twist coming. Did not see that coming at all. Like, I'm normally pretty perceptive on, like, mystery stuff, like, Marked in a nutshell, honestly. But, yeah, there's a lot of voice actors in this that were part of this, and you don't even see their names in, like, other projects, honestly. Oh, that's funny. You do not know how many times I've done that, too, in, like, voice acting projects. Or, voice acting projects, my god. Like, other projects that I've been in. Like, I've done that before quite a few times. As you can see, I've done it. I did it in the reading.
You were accusing me of being in that forest based on a...
Daddy, why did you eat my fries? They were really cold. I suspect the Ice King.
Trixie's brilliant mind was able to find this out yesterday, after the conclusion of the analyzation.
Analyzation.
I'm not positive that's a word. Hold on.
It is a word.
Right, okay, it is a word.
It is a word.
Okay, let's try that again. Analyzation.
Ring ring. I'm a telephone.
Enough! Witness, state your name and occupation for the record.
Alright.
What the?
Oh, shoot! I gotta pack this up again.
What the hell is
I pack
that?
this up, it's another yelling line.
I think I know what it is. If that's a Yeti, I know exactly what's going on. He's pushing it back on its stand, and it's causing the rupture in the microphone. And that is why you have the things that you put mics in. What are they called? Shock thing. Shock. I don't know. I can't remember what it's called. It's the thing that goes around the microphone. I know what it is, but it stops vibrations basically. Shock stand or something. Basically, that's what he didn't have, and I think it was a Yeti. I can't tell because of the quality or anything. I can just tell because, well, that was like one of the most popular mics back then. But keep in mind, this was, Jesus Christ, 8 years ago. That would have been 2015. I feel old. 2015, 1 year before I even came in. But yeah, I think I know exactly. That's either a blue snowball or that is a blue Yeti, because those mic stands are not good. Are not good at all.
Good idea. I have to try really hard just to keep myself from eating Sugar Cube Corner because it looks like.
I get it. Yeah, Pinky's a hard one to do.
I wonder if this counts as exercise.
For your vocal cords, yeah.
Sports! Rah! You'll be good at them!
Like I said, I didn't give it much attention. I was more focused on...
Focusist?
I was more focused on the dead Pegasus.
I demand further investigation to find out if this feather belongs to any God, it's like a tongue twister.
Yeah.
Light Sparkle, Wikipedia editor. And I'm going to keep biggering and biggering, and no one, not even you, Mr. Lorax, is going to stop me.
I don't get the joke. Was there something at the end? I think there's something at the end. Court is adjourned. Oh man, that was classic, like My Little Pony stuff. I knew it.
You didn't think I wouldn't make an appearance, did you?
Who, Discord? Was this supposed to be another project? I cannot remember, but I think I know they were going. Oh Jesus! If I remember correct, I think that they were going to do another project, and they got either. I think it was either they got. What's the word? Cease production. Basically, it's like a cease and desist. That's the word. Cease and desist. It basically means stop, or we're going to sue you. So I think they may have gotten that done on them. I would hope not, but it happens. This was like the old days of My Little Pony content. No? Looks like it's the only thing they ever released, which is sad. Sent you a picture of Tiamat in DMs, by the way, in case you're curious of seeing instead of YT. This is actually a bigger screen. I can see it better. It's like a mix of... it's like a mix of Chrysalis and... What's another good idea? It reminds me a lot of Chrysalis, honestly. The hair having holes kind of doesn't make sense, but whatever. What fun is there in making sense? That's my Discord voice, by the way, in case you didn't know.
The official is one of Shneznaya's higher branches named Reshov Starchovsky. Kuching confirmed.
Hold on, what did I say?
The official is one of Shneznaya's higher branches named Reshov Starchovsky. Kuching confirmed.
Okay, that's fine.
I don't suppose you may know who he is?
Okay, wow, I had a lot of plosives.
I don't suppose you may know who.
Hang on. That was weird. Okay. Food, but I'm not hungry at right this minute. Oh, Chrysalis does have holes in her mane. I forgot about that. God, it has been a long time. Like having them in the part that goes down, like the strand area, makes sense. But she looks awesome. I won't. Or is it a he or she? I'd imagine a she. But yeah, she looks awesome. She or he looks awesome.
I don't suppose you may know who he is?
Oh yeah, I was doing this plosive.
I don't suppose you may...
Oh, I didn't have to even do that. Yeah, it's a she, lol, and thank you. Oh, that's fine. And you're welcome.
Confirmed. I don't suppose you may know who he is? I don't. But that may due to his name being... I don't. But that may do... Here we go again. I don't. But that may be due to his name being an alternative pen name for identity protection.
Okay, that's correct. But I heard a plosive.
For identity protection.
Just look right here.
His name being an alternative pen name for identity protection.
Right there.
His name being an alternative pen name for identity protection. D-Luke theorized.
What is that?
D-Luke theory. Shut it! D-Luke theorized.
Isn't that fine? Theorized?
D-Luke theorized.
Oh, I hear why I took it out.
D-Luke theorized. Kuching shook her head. Negative. The name... Kuching shook her head. Negative. The name showed up in the Fatui's records after being investigated by one of the... After being investigated by one of the Tianquan's most trusted and... After being investigated...
Oh, I need to get a little further in.
After being investigated...
There we go.
Tui's records after being investigated by one of the Tianquan's most trusted inquirers. Therefore, seeing it's on record, it's not a pen name. Tui's records after being investigated by one. Seeing it's on record, it's not a pen name. Therefore, seeing it's on record, it's not a pen name.
God. I think the first one's fine. It's hard to determine sometimes when you're recording.
D-Luke nodded. D-Luke nodded. Yep. With that confirmation, I can gladly say that you are right. With that confirmation, I can gladly say that you are right, meaning tracking his activity in Snezhnaya will not be difficult. In fact, things just got a whole lot easier. But we still shouldn't underestimate.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
In fact, things just got a whole lot easier. But we still shouldn't underestimate him.
What is that?
In fact, things just got a whole lot.
There we go.
In fact, things just got a whole lot easier. But we still shouldn't underestimate him. You go down. He is still a well-trained soldier of the Fatui, and if he's involved with the destruction of an entire city, he's dangerous and ruthless. To accomplish the destruction of an entire capital is not an easy feat and requires the ability to escape the radar without any sort of detection. You are very fortunate that you...
That's why I always ask people, are you sure you want to do what I do? Because it comes with all of this. Not at the start, but down the road, when you start to get more serious with your occupation. This is something that takes a lot of perseverance, patience, sweat, blood, and tears, and just a lot work. Like, I've been at this for almost 7 years now, and this is where I am. It took me a long time to get here. Lots of experience, lots and lots of learning. Because keep in mind, guys, I did not go to school for this. I did not go to any college. I did not take any classes. I graduated my high school as a salutatorian, and that's as far as I went. Never went to college. I never went to like a voice acting school. I just did this for fun. Would it be nice to go to a voice acting like class? You know? Currently in this world and age right now, no. Honestly, no. Because prices are through the roof, and I don't want to pay for something that I might be able to just do on my own. Because voice acting is something that some people can actually do. If you have like a very active imagination and are very ecstatic with your emotions, like, I'll be honest, I'm not ecstatic with my emotions at all. Most of the time I'm quiet. But I think I'm pretty good. The only weakness I have is like fake crying. Fake crying is hard. So when you hear like the voice acting in like, Savior and stuff like that, when, Sunset or Twilight, does Twilight ever cry? No, Sunset does. When Sunset is bawling, that took quite a bit of effort. And it's kind of, I'm not going to lie, it's kind of embarrassing to cry at the mic. I'm not used to crying, so it's kind of an embarrassing thing, honestly. But, I don't know. But basically, considering I only gain, like, followers and stuff like that, honestly, I don't feel like I need to go to a class. I don't need a diploma saying this guy went to a voice acting school to do what I do. I do what I do, and it's fine. I think the only thing I could use some help on is probably like finding other voices in your voice. Like, I'm not gonna lie, this has been a fucking challenge because I've had to do a lot of voices. Ningguang, Jean, Yelan, Ningguang, Jean, Yelan, Ganyu, Kuching, that's 5 right there. Who else? Diluc, that's 6. Randoms, so that could be anything, honestly. And Amber, Kaya, Lisa, that's 9. 9. And I feel like I'm missing one. I probably am missing one. Let's see. Look. Oh yeah, bad guy. Which can be anything, honestly. And there's more coming. There is more coming. There's more coming. Oh yeah, Catherine. So there's 11 voices. This has been a challenge. This has been tough. And it's not done yet.
You are very fortunate that you even managed to track him and get a name. Seeing this man is not only a master of remaining... Seeing this man is not only a... Seeing this man is not only a master of remaining low profile.
Really? Knock it off.
A name. Seeing this man is not only a master of remaining low profile, but also a master of agility and stealth.
Okay.
Kuching shook her head again.
Okay, that's fine.
That's the thing. He was easy to... That's the thing. He was easy to track due to him sticking out like a sword.
Oh, this part. Yeah. So yeah, 11 voices, guys. That's more than a process of elimination, and that one has a lot of characters in it. The hardest one definitely being Octavia, because it's an accented voice. Like, finding a voice for all of these characters has been hard. I'm not gonna lie, Ningguang's is very similar to Jean's, because, well, her and Jean kind of have the same idea. Like, just a deeper tone in the voice. Just to kind of show authority. And, Ningguang was different. She's more sassy. Like, Ningguang is a hard one to come up with a voice for because of who she is. Like, you expect her to be, like, you know, a snob. You expect Ningguang to have, like, that snobby voice. Like, royal snob or, like, a rich person. No, her voice is very weird. I've said that before a gazillion times. Her voice is fucking weird. I'm not dissing the voice actor at all. She does a great job. But Ningguang was one of the voices that I really couldn't come up with a voice for. So I just kind of had onto the end of her, like her dialogue. Like, what's a perfect way to say this? Hello, I'm Ningguang, and this is my jade chamber. You know, like that. To give it a little bit more of a sassiness, because she is sassy. She's very sassy and she's very authoritative. While Jean has a more calming and authoritative voice. So, rather than, like, Jean would sound like this, like, welcome to Mondstadt, traveler. May the wind guide you. See, there's no, at the end of the line. Kaya, I'm going to make a very minor character in the story because I have no clue how to come up with a voice for him. He's very swift and very, like, smooth. Diluc's easy. Deep, monotone. Very simple. Ganyu is basically Fluttershy. Kuching's basically Twilight. Because Kuching has a higher voice, Ganyu has a more, like, subtle voice. There's a lot of NPCs in the story. No, not NPCs. Randoms. Like, you could just come up with a random voice for them. Oh, Barbara. There's another one. 12. That's 12. Barbara. Holy shit. I had to literally just grab my freaking crotch and just squeeze until something came out. Something just came out. Ah! Like, literally, that's just that voice in a nutshell. Who am I missing? I feel like I'm missing one character in particular. Raiden's gonna be one. I feel like Venti eventually will be one. There's gonna be a lot of characters. And I like that this is giving me a bigger challenge because I want to challenge my voice to do that. I want to try and find different places where my voice can go and do these things. I did mention Lisa. Lisa's easy. She's like, oh, you sweeties are here to help us out? Well, I'm going to kill the ones who very much caused you pain. That's too sweet, even for Lisa. But you get it.
That's the thing. He was easy to track due to him sticking out like a sore thumb. It's like he wasn't even trying to remain low profile at all.
Okay.
D-Luke nodded. Where am I?
Where am I? Oh, you know. In a chair, at a computer, doing voices.
D-Luke nodded. D-Luke nodded.
Oh, I see. Could I use more improvement? Yes, there's always room for improvement. But I'm not gonna pay an arm and a leg for shit that I may already know how to do. Or a class that's basically pointless because I already took a class very similar. Or I'm already aware of what's going on.
D-Luke nodded, knowing the immediate reason why Reshov had chosen to expose himself. Nodded, knowing the immediate reason why Reshov had chosen to expose himself. I see. Then it was an act of mockery towards you and your nation's government. Seeing he appeared as a casual citizen. No. I see. Then it was an act of mockery towards you and your... Then it was an act of mockery towards you... Then it was an act of mockery towards you and your nation's government, seeing he appeared as a casual citizen. Only until the fuse was lit, did you... Only until the fuse was lit, did you...
I'll spare your ears.
Only until the fuse was lit, did you see him as who he really was. Kuching felt a ping of anger. Kuching felt a ping of anger pierce her pride. Kuching felt a ping of anger pierce her pride, now aware that Reshov had been mocking not only her, but the entire Qixing. Upon eyeing Ganyu, she...
Okay, I need to... Every P, I swear.
Upon eyeing Ganyu, she could tell her friend felt the same, and it was an even bigger impact because she'd sworn... And it was an even bigger impact because she'd sworn to protect Leeway through a contract. They'd been humiliated and bullied by this ungrateful son of a bitch without even realizing it. They'd been humiliated.
Fucking chair.
They'd been humiliated and bullied by this ungrateful son of a bitch without even realizing it. The nerve of that bastard! The nerve of that bastard! No.
This was a hard one.
Anger. Fucking hell, how? The nerve of that bastard! The nerve of that bastard! Kuching barked. The nerve of that bastard! Kuching barked. Kuching barked. I can't believe we were that foolish and naive! Kuching barked. I can't believe we were that foolish and naive! I can't believe we were that foolish and naive! Is that a... I can't believe we were that foolish and naive!
That's more angry.
I can't believe we were that foolish and naive! Is that, peeking?
No. Surprisingly. Surprisingly not. Okay, I got the other ones out, right?
The nerve of that bastard! Kuching barked. I can't believe we were that foolish and naive! Upon a touch to her shoulder...
Oh, for fuck's sake, these goddamn plosives.
Upon a touch to her shoulder, Kuching turned to find that it had been Ganyu, attempting to settle the growing to find that it had been Ganyu, attempting to settle the...
Nope. There we go. That might work.
...been Ganyu, attempting to settle the growing fire of rage and pride within her soul. Save it. Save it. Getting angry about it now won't solve anything. Ganyu stated, To which Kuching calmed and nodded at. Save it. Getting angry about it now won't solve anything. Ganyu stated, to which Kuching calmed and nodded at. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Kuching apologized. I'm sorry. Kuching apologized. I'm sorry. Kuching apologized.
That's fine.
I don't know what came over me. I don't know what came over me. Diluc dismissed her. I don't know what came over me. I don't know what came over me.
That's more like forgivable. Okay, get that yuckiness out of there. Pull that.
Came over me. Diluc dismissed her apology with a wave of his hand. Diluc dismissed her apology with a wave of his hand. Diluc dismissed her apology with a wave of his hand.
Okay.
It's okay to be angry. It's okay to be angry, but Miss Ganyu is right. He stated, anger won't solve anything right now, but we need to focus. What we need to focus on is making sure he makes it to Mondstadt and doesn't leave. What we need to focus on is making sure he makes it to Mondstadt and doesn't leave. So here's what anger won't solve anything right now. What we need to focus on is making sure he makes it to Mondstadt and doesn't leave. So here's what I'm going to do. So, here's what I'm going to do. Doesn't leave. So, here's what I'm going to do. I've already sent requests out for information, so I have eyes watching Snezhnaya. So I have eyes watching Snezhnaya for information. So I have eyes watching Snezhnaya as we speak. Therefore, I'll forward another message to my partners to Therefore, I'll forward. That's hard to say. Therefore, I'll forward another message to my partners to specifically watch for Reshov, and see if he brings some uninvited guests. In an estimated time of 1 week, if your plan works, Reshov should be here. However, before that time comes, in an estimated time of 1 week, if your plan works, Reshov should be here. In an estimated time of 1 week, if your plan works.
That might work.
Time of 1 week. If your plan works, Reshov should be here. However, before that time comes, I want us to meet again to prepare for his arrival. However, before that time comes, I want us to meet again to prepare for his arrival, seeing I don't see the Knights handling a well-trained government official well. This is the first step to getting this whole situation to benefit our progress in delivering retribution to these savages. So we can't afford to make any mistakes. Ganyu and Kuching nodded. Kuching and Ganyu nodded, followed by one last statement from Ganyu. So, what do we do until you receive word from your inquirers? Simple. We wait. Simple. We wait. Diluc confirmed. Seeing you have no other place to go, you two are more...
Today, thank you. Control-V. That should do.
Confirmed. Seeing you have no other place to go, you two are more than welcome to take hospitality here. You two are more than welcome to take Seeing you have no other place to go, you two are more than welcome to take hospitality here. Ganyu shook her head. You two are more than welcome to take hospitality here.
I think that's fine. I honestly think that's fine.
Ganyu shook her head. No. No, we possibly couldn't.
That sounds way
She
too
replied.
that sounds way too assertive.
No, we possibly couldn't.
Yeah, yeah, it sounds like she's disgusted or something like, no, we possibly couldn't. So it has to be like, no, we possibly couldn't. You know, something like that. Oh, for fuck's sake. Here we go again. Here we go again. Alright. Everything right? Yeah. No, we possibly couldn't. No, we possibly couldn't. Something like that. No, we possibly couldn't. No, we possibly couldn't. No, we possibly couldn't. No, we possibly couldn't. Okay. Let me get the mic in the spot. No, we possibly couldn't. No, we possibly couldn't. Something like that. I don't know. No, we possibly couldn't. No, we possibly couldn't. Okay, there goes the dog. I don't know. I'm not gonna be happy with it regardless. No, we possibly couldn't. No, we possibly couldn't. That one seems better to me. Okay, but what I want to do first is get the noise reduction. That. Control A, Control R. No, we possibly couldn't. Okay, now that that's done, I need to get that stupid plosive out. Okay. Let's see if that might work.
No, we possibly couldn't. She replied.
Control-V.
Her head. No, we possibly couldn't.
Much better.
She replied.
Much better.
It's no trouble. It's no trouble. Seriously. Diluca shard. It's no trouble. Seriously. Diluca shard. We have plenty of space for you, and it's the least I can do. And it's the least I can do for you after your tragic And it's the least I can do for you after your tragic loss of your home. And it's the least I can do for you after the tragic loss of your home.
I like this take.
And it's the least I can do for you. Give space for you. And it's the least I can do for you after your tragic loss of your home. And it's the least I can do for you after the tragic loss of your home.
Oops. Oh, for fuck's sake.
For your tragic loss of your home. Well, if loss of your home. Well, if you insist, I guess we can. We accept. Coaching interrupted.
Yeah, it's an interruption. That's why it has to be cut off.
If you insist, I guess we can. We accept. Coaching interrupted. Coaching interrupted. Fuck. Cooching interrupted. Cooching interrupted.
I couldn't get the F out for some reason.
Cooching interrupted, finishing the debate entirely. Perfect. I'll get you accommodated shortly. D-Luke accepted. For now, feel free to have a look around. For now, feel free to have a look around.
Okay.
With the conversation summed up, D-Luke got up from his seat and left to prepare the necessities for his... D-Luke got up from his seat and left to prepare the necessities for housing his... D-Luke got up from his seat and left to prepare the necessities for housing his two guests. And left to prepare the necessities for housing his two guests.
Control R.
And left to prepare the necessities for housing his two guests. Once the coast was clear, Ganyu turned to her colleague with a look of unease. Ganyu turned to her colleague with a look of unease, unsure if it was the best idea to stay. Where am I? There we are. Please and thank you? Do you really think staying here is the best idea? Ganyu questioned sincerely. Staying in one place may attract unwanted attention and endanger the workers here. Staying in one place may attract unwanted attention and endanger... For fucking hell's sake! Staying in one place may attract unwanted attention and endanger the workers here.
That's good.
Kuching could see what Ganyu meant, but she had a feeling that they were safe to stay idle for the time being. But she had a feeling that they were safe to stay idle for the time being. What Ganyu meant. But she had a feeling that they were safe to stay idle for the time being. From what D-Luke said, it seems to me that the Fatui that attacked Liyue Harbor are not interested in any sort of motion to attack again at the moment. Kuching explained. Apparently the ship that had stowed away our foes is still residing in Shneznaya's docks. And while it may seem frightening and wrong to stay put, I seriously think following Sir D-Luke's direction is the best thing we can do for now. Ganyu trusted Kuching's insight enough, having been given enough ground to be reasonable. Having been given enough ground to be reasonable. Ganyu trusted Kuching's insight enough, having been given enough ground to be reasonable. Okay, I trust your judgment, Kuching. Ganyu responded with clarity. Kuching responded with a smile that carried a light blush beneath her facial tone. So, we have a week to kill. Kuching started in a lazy tone, as if she just received the most relieving news of her life. What do you want to do in that time? Okay. Ganyu put a hand to her chin and thought, recalling one crucial factor in this whole endeavor outside of the destruction of Liyue Harbor. The absence of the Adepti and Rex Lapis in the entire disaster. I want to find out what happened to the Adepti and Morax. Ganyu answered. Therefore, I believe it's time to return to where this all started. Therefore, I believe it's time to return to where this all started.
I think that's a little too low. So let's up that a little bit. See if that might work.
Therefore, I believe it's time to return to where this all started.
That'll work. Alright. Save. Welcome back. We just finished chapter 8. Kind of. Where am I? Export. Also, Tsukushima, I don't pull these characters to do that. Because that would just be kind of stupid. I'd be playing a game basically to look at something that is fictional, right? That's not my intent for playing Genshin Impact, even though some of the characters are fucking hot. Alright, mistake. Mistakes clean. No, the reason I play Genshin is mainly for the story. You can't escape the sexual appeal, right? Because that's what sells these characters, correct? That's what sells the banners, the design, especially females. Though I've seen Hoyoverse like take a humongous left turn. Is your server maintenance? No, it's not 18 plus. As long as you're not too much of a minor, then yeah, it's fine. You have to at least be a teenager. If you're old enough to watch my content, like the YouTube stuff, then you are fine in my server. Because technically everything I do is not safe for work. Because horror, gore, stuff like that, that all is considered not safe for work. Alright, let's take this. Gotta drop this real quick. But yeah, I've seen Hoyoverse take a humongous left turn into like husbando territory. Like to appeal to female players of the game. And I've come across a lot of females in like co-op. Like people that play the game. Like it's not just a male game. It's females too. But think about it, like the last few and upcoming banners have all been husbando stuff. Al Haytham, Baiju, who's the other one that's coming out? Isn't it Al Haytham's roommate guy? Like, that has been the thing lately. It hasn't been, you know, the females and stuff like that. There is a not safe for work channel, but I only give that to people who are old enough. So as long as you follow the rules and don't get me in trouble, you're fine. I took them off. Because YouTube is just getting to the point where it's a vice script for people who even dare to post that shit. So, yeah. That stuff, if you want it, that stuff is somewhere else. And if you're 16, stay away from it. Okay, where are we going? We're going to the music folder. And if you've read Savior, that's about as far as this fic goes. I'm not going to turn it into a, 18 plus thing. Chapter 8. Like the first story I ever posted on fanfiction, it was PG-13. No, it had some pretty fucked up shit in it. Not gonna lie. And it's before My Little Pony.
Before depart.
Okay. Yes, I am very concerned for the safety of minors because I have 3 nieces. If they came across my shit, they'd be traumatized. They would be traumatized. Because they like My Little Pony. So, if they came across, you know, Uncle Sparrow's channel and saw what I did, they'd be like, why is Uncle Sparrow so mean to the ponies? It's fiction. It's fine. Don't worry about it. It's fine. The ponies are fine. They're fictional. Oops, not a filter. God damn it. I imagine my niece will eventually find it. But she's getting to the age where she's starting to understand this shit now. So, if she finds it, it won't be as traumatizing. Let's see, we need the noise gate. Okay, just drop this all the way. Then get the EQ. Where's the EQ? It's down here. Oops. Okay. But yeah, one niece is she 9 or 10 now. She would be 10, right? I think she's 10. So, one's 10, one is 5, I believe, and another is 1. Or, no. JJ is 2, isn't she? She was a September baby, wasn't she? Naya is July. December is McKinley. And JJ, I believe, is September. So then it comes into mind. She is, I want to say 2. Yeah, she's got to at least be 2. Okay. Because she was born during the year we don't even talk about. Oh, I was just in the noise gate. Or not the noise gate, the EQ. Okay, so that goes up. This goes down. That goes down. This goes down. Then I have to just kind of slowly play with that.
Before departing from Mondstadt completely, Ganyu had one last order of business to meet, opening the door to Angel's share and walking to the front counter. Kuching had been confused on her now friend's decision to visit the tavern before returning to their humble abode just down the northern alleyway, but she knew it was for a good reason. Much aware Ganyu wasn't a partaker in alcoholic beverages of any kind. People only came there for 2 reasons, to either get dead-ass drunk or meet up with comrades for a quick drink or 2. Kuching had only gotten drunk once in her life, and it was at a banquet dinner that involved the Qixing and several other national officials that were interested in making business with Ningguang.
Okay. I need to figure out, like, noise or little pockets of air we worry about later. Like, that's not that big of a deal right now. What's that?
Again. Kuching.
Okay, that's fine. Really? Come on. Okay, just gotta look for, like, lower lines. Just to see if I need to tighten or loosen the noise gate.
I see. In that case,
I'd like to know exactly everything that has been discussed between you and him. Kuching directed.
She's jealous.
After you. Kuching said kindly. Ganyu accepted the offer and walked through the doorway into the luxurious abode that carried the faint scent of pinewood. Having never been to Dawn Winery, Ganyu was amazed and slightly confused at the infrastructure of the building. It seemed less like a winery and more like a home to someone of... Save it. Getting angry about it now won't solve anything. Ganyu stated, to which Kuching calmed. The nerve of that bastard! Kuching barked. I can't believe we were that foolish and naive!
Sounds much
Anna
better
touched
now.
to her shoulder, Kuching turned to find that it had been I don't know what came over me. Diluc, I'm sorry. Kuching apologized. I don't know what came over me. Diluc dismissed her apology. with
You're
a wave of
angry,
his hand.
and for good reason.
It's okay to be angry, but Miss Ganyu is right. He stated, anger won't solve anything right now. What we need, the absence of the Adepti and Rex Lapis in the entire disaster. I want to find out what happened to the Adepti and Morax. Ganyu answered. Therefore, I believe it's time to return to where this all started.
Cliffhanger. Alright, that's good. Export MP3. TBOIAL Chapter 8. EQ clean. Okay. Let's export that. Oh, how long was that? God damn it. I didn't see how long the duration of the file is. I can tell from right here. Because I didn't touch anything. Around 20 something minutes. 20 minutes and 23 seconds. So 25. So we're at like 45 minutes. Ooh, this might be a little short. I don't know, the next chapter's kind of long, so maybe it just might end up being perfect. By the way, I want to ask you guys, what do you guys prefer, longer or shorter videos? Like readings, I mean. Because the ones like that are multi-chapter, just to speed the process along, I like to do it like maybe 3 chapters per part. And it normally ends up around a little over an hour or so. The only reason the first part was so long, is because the first chapter is like 6K words long. How long was the first part? First part, let's see, we need to... Right there. Retaliation is a long chapter. I know that for a fact. Oh, 7,354, which normally equates to... Which normally it equates to about 50 minutes or so. And it was about 55 minutes if I remember correct. I personally prefer longer readings, but I don't mind either way. Yeah, because this is gonna be a long story. I know that for a fact. Like where we're sitting right now, ooh, we haven't even had like a second encounter yet. We're just kind of setting the stage for what's gonna happen. Figuring out things that are gonna take place. What are my thoughts on the current banner running right now in the game? Ooh, I have words. Look, Dia is one of my favorite characters in the Sumeru chapter. I love Dia, but I think Nahida is still my favorite. Nahida doesn't suck at all. Dia
doesn't suck, okay? But she's limited. Very limited. Like, she's in the same case as Nilou, except Nilou does fucking great damage in the right team. Dia's damage is horrible. Like, lackluster. The person I watched that explained exactly what the problem is with her had talent levels 9, 9, 9. Keep in mind, you can only go to 10. So by then, her damage should be hitting at least up to 50k. Easily. Well, it was hitting about for 10k. That is bad. Like, that is really, really bad. So, what she's designed for mainly is stopping attack interruption. So she's a support character. She's definitely support. She's not a DPS, which is why her damage sucks. But basically, what she does is she stops attack interruption. So if you're in the circle that she creates, basically for, 9 seconds, you don't take damage from, like, interruption by an enemy. So, yeah. But that's about all she's good for. She's good for Abyss. I think that's the best place I can see her working. Now, does that mean she's going to be bad for all time? No. Look what happened to Kuching. Kuching was considered one of the absolute worst up until Dendro came out. Dendro made Electro characters awesome. Yaimiko, she originally sucked. Like, her numbers were terrible. Then along came Dendro to basically boom, 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 up the damage. Like, Dendro and Electro are nasty. Hyper Bloom is one of the best, if not the best, reaction because it is a constant damage dealer and amazing reaction. Better than my friend server's not going to talk back for real, but I may dip out of there soon because of drama. Hey, I get you, bud. I get it. I get it. I've been in servers just like that. So, yeah. Dia doesn't suck. Don't get me wrong, she doesn't suck. But she is not playable in the meta right now. At all. She is not playable in the meta right now. She kinda, absolutely, just lacks. Like, I don't get why Hoyoverse made her so bad, but it makes sense that she's going on the standard banner now, after this run. Because she feels more like a beginner character. Like, she feels like a Lisa. Like, you know how when you got Lisa, you thought it was going to be Oonga Boonga damage, and it turned out to be horrible? Well, yeah. Lisa and Dia basically are in the same kind of boat. Lisa is lackluster because her E-skill takes forever to charge. So by the time you are done getting it to the max, where you can hit for the most damage, you are basically getting knocked back by enemies. That was the biggest problem I had at the beginning of the game, was I kept dying thanks to Lisa. Do I hate Lisa? No. That'd be stupid. I just don't like her gameplay. It's like Ayaka. I pulled for Ayaka. I had a guarantee, so I basically pulled for her on her banner. It's the banner that lasted for like over a month because of Shanghai being in quarantine. So what happened was I got her. I built her. She still needs some decent pieces. She needs a better cup. But the problem is she is so weird to play. Like, here's how you play her. Basically, you use her alternate sprint to apply cryo and then charge attack with her sword. The alternate sprint is what fucks everything up. Like, if they just had like an alternate sprint like Hu Tao, where you would just apply cryo, it would have made a lot more sense. But no, the alternate sprint makes her gameplay wonky. Do I hate Ayaka? Absolutely not. She's one of my favorite Inazuma characters. But her gameplay is so weird. Like, I personally prefer Ganyu over her because she's a lot more simpler. But she's not a bad character, and she is a solid DPS. So if you want her in the second half, go for her. The next one, the second half one, oh my god, I cannot believe what they did. They literally just made it so that it's either you choose this or you choose that. So people who have Ayaka already are going to choose Shenhe, unless they want to go for constellations. They're going to choose Shenhe because Shenhe boosts cryo damage for cryo characters. So basically, if you want a boosted Ayaka and don't have Ayaka already, you have to pull for Shenhe and Ayaka. It's a cash grab. Well, it's not a cash grab. Cash grab is the wrong term right there. It's a method of getting more money. And business owners are going to do this regardless. So, yeah. Personally, I'm not pulling any of these banners because Dia is free basically by the time you Dia is going to be free after this patch. So, why would you fucking care? You can get her by losing a 50-50. So, there you go. Who's the second one? Oh, Sino. Sino, my thoughts are still the same. I did not care for his gameplay. I tried it, didn't like it. Still don't like it. Because what he basically does is you push his burst, and basically what you do is you have to time the attacks perfect. Otherwise, you're just going to get shit damage out of it. That, to me, is one of the most stupid game mechanics they've ever put in, because when you're in combat, you are not paying attention to timing things. You are trying your hardest to kill what you are trying to kill. Your anxiety is going 100 miles per hour. So you don't have time to look at that eye symbol thing on the fucking screen and know when to hit it without getting knocked back or something like that. Yeah, it's just not worth it. And a lot of people regret pulling him because of that. Not only that, building him is a fucking nightmare because of all the scarabs you have to collect. Yeah, Discord drama is nasty, especially because the drama has been happening for too long now. I mean, I'm not... Yeah, I get you. I'm gonna try and pull for Baiju and Sino. Baiju because I just want him, and Sino because I'm gonna reunite him with his brother. Makes me wonder how Razor and Sino got Oh! Yeah, they seem very alike, don't they? It just, like, Sino just looks like an older Razor with darker skin. That's it. I mean, I'm at a point in Genshin right now where it's like this. I have two solid teams right now. Green Lightning and, what would the Hu Tao one even be called? Like, Booma Boomba? I don't know. That's a dumb name, but basically I have two teams right now. Two main teams. One is with Raiden as the main DPS, and another is with Hu Tao as the main DPS. They're both Dendro reaction teams, though. Basically, I like to play both. They're both fun. But basically, one rotation, everything's dead. Literally, everything is dead. Unless you're up against, like, a big enemy with a lot of HP. But by the time I get through it with, like, the Green Lightning team, basically what happens is Raiden's burst is ready, and she one-shots everything. And if she don't one-shot everything with her burst, she can kill him with just a few slashes. So there you go. Green Lightning kills everything. Then there's the Hu Tao one. Same exact team, only different DPS. So instead of Electro Hyper Bloom, you are doing Burgeon, which deals a lot of damage. So, yeah, one rotation, Hu Tao just charge attack everything, and they're dead. So I have two solid teams that can kill basically anything in the game, minus Abyss. That's it. So I'm at a point where I'm like, do I even have to pull to do anything? Not really, honestly. Because I've got two solid teams, I've got solid units that can deal the damage that I need them to do, and yeah, I'm just basically at a point where, what do I pull for? You know, I've got two solid teams, why do I have to pull? Good question. Like, if I'm being honest, unless they rerun somebody that I want constellations for, or Kokomi, or something that can, like, speed up the rotation a little better and deal more damage, I would pull for Kokomi. Kokomi would definitely be one I would pull for. But, it's not looking like she's getting a rerun anytime. Raiden, I'm not going to pull for any more constellations because I got C2. She's fine the way she is. I Ayaka I'm not planning to pull for at all because I don't really care. I'm glad Shenhu's getting a rerun, but I'm not pulling for her. Then there's the future. The Hydro Archon. They'll be coming out this year because we're going to get to Fontaine by the time the year is over. Easily. If it goes the same exact route as Inazuma and Sumeru did, then we will be to Fontaine by the time the year is over. So basically, maybe the next one I'll go for is the Hydro Archon. And I have plenty of time to save for that. Just like I saved for Ganyu. Okay, what am I doing? I don't know. What am I doing? How long did that take? That took me about 2 hours. The next one I don't really want to edit yet because I think I'm going to make a change. I think I'm going to fix something that I think was a little too rushed because I added it into the story when I was like half asleep. So my brain wasn't thinking fully. So I got to go in on it. I got to fix it first. But, oh, I need to go upload that to my my media file real quick. All right. Maybe, if it'll let me. But yeah, the whole thing with Dia, it was predicted. And I really didn't... I'm not happy with Hoyle about it, honestly. I do not like what they did to her. I mean, they just literally shit on her and said, here you go. Like, they just shat on her. I thought she was going to be a good unit, and she is a good unit, but not for me. Honestly, not for me. If I ever get her, it'll probably be by accident. Like 50-50 loss. And if I get one of her... before I get a Mona, I'm going to be so fucking mad. Because I want a Mona so bad. She would be a fantastic fill-in to my team for a Hydro applier or damage booster because of her burst. But yeah, gotta get there first. I've gotten a Diluc. I've gotten 3 Chi-Chis. Fucking hell. Hate that. Who's the other one that I've gotten one of? I think that's it. I think that's all the banner characters I've gotten, but 3 fucking Chi-Chis. I've gotten Chi-Chi 3 times in a flippin' row. No, twice in a row. Then I pulled her on while trying to get Hu Tao, but I had enough Primos saved up to guarantee, basically. But I really want a Mona, mainly because I want to what's the word? Mainly because I've wanted her since the start of the game. She's a fantastic damage booster with her burst, so I'd build her as a damage support or a Hydro applicator. But I've got to win the 50-50 game. My friend got her on his first 50-50 loss, and I'm like, are you fucking serious? Are you serious? Like, I was so mad, but I can't be too mad. So, that's just my personal thoughts on this whole Dia bullshit. So yeah, if you are a late game player, don't pull for her. She's not worth the pull. But if you are newer, she's not a bad option. Like, she's not a terrible option if you are having problems with, like, you know, dodging or anything like that. But in that case, that's the only thing she's really good for. That's it. She's not really a good damage dealer. Her burst is a lot of fun, so that really pisses me off that her damage just sucks. Either one of the two things are going to happen. Fontaine is going to make her better, or there's going to be an artifact set that comes out that's going to boost her damage. Like, I don't know how she would be on a, like a Crimson Witch build, but I don't know. But anyways, thank you guys for watching and hearing me rant, but I don't know when I'll get back to, Chapter 9. I have to fix some things first before I do it, and record some things as well. So I don't know when the next stream will be. Probably, most likely tomorrow, because I'll get onto that after I'm done with this stream. So thank you guys for watching. Again, if you haven't set your reminder for Saturday, go set it, because it's gonna be part 2 is coming out on Saturday. And yeah, I'll see y'all later. Happy hours until next time, and make sure to take care.